Welcome back to Tuesday Night Lights, where we've got UTK Retirement Home making an appearance in a Night Light show match. I've not seen them play here in a while, if ever. And so, Taquito, I think it's fitting you're here with me to watch them play, considering we'll both be in Chattanooga this weekend watching them play there live and in person. But on this fine Tuesday, how you doing?
It's been a good day, bud. Been a very, very good day. I'm glad that I got home in time, got ready to get packed up for this weekend, got everything settled. I am doing about as good as I can be. It's going to be a very not stress-filled day tomorrow, but like exciting nonetheless because it's the day before travel.
Yeah, that's always a stressful day. But, hey, when you make it to land, we'll sure have ourselves a good time, as 20 teams are playing the Scenic City Invitational, and a couple of them playing tonight. Buds and Clemson, two of them, UTK Retirement Home, another. And they're taking on a scrappy team of young guns looking to prove themselves at the top of Collegiate Rocket League right now. Lesley have been on a bit of a tear. Collat, Swaz, and Nuclear, I believe, they're third for tonight. They've been kind of turning some heads. A new pop-up school for this season of CRL, and for good reason. So should be a good test, I think, for UTK Retirement Home in preparation for LAN this weekend.
That's about the nicest way you can put it in, being a good test. This is kind of the competition level they're going to expect to see, if not much better, coming into this Friday, Saturday, Sunday turnaround. But, I mean, hey, if there's anything we know about UTK, these guys know how to make it fun. And I'm sure that's exactly what they're going to do. But got to call somebody out here just for a little fun. I really, like you said before, Shaka, I hope you dusted them sticks off, buddy. It's time to get to work.
And my apologies on the third. Dre is the third for Lesley. Had him confused with the last time I played on stream. Played with a sub and took Michigan State to 6 games. So if they're doing that with a substitute in, I'm very excited to see what their starting lineup looks like. And I'm with you. Shaka better have those sticks dusted off, as they're playing on LAN this weekend. They have a top 32 test tonight, and then tomorrow as well they've got a show match, as they're going back to back in preparation for Chattanooga, and they're playing Indiana Tech. So if they don't look good tonight against Lesley, I worry about their odds against IIT.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be, they got to prove it tonight. They got to prove that they can stand the test, because I think Indiana Tech probably is on par, if may not be just a little bit better than Lesley, in my opinion. Not to say that anybody's bad here, just talking about recency bias and some results and how good that team can be. So I think this is a wonderful litmus test to see where UTK is exactly at.
Yeah, that's is that you bumping Indiana Tech down, or bumping Lesley up when calling them on par?
Okay, so I think I'm bumping Lesley up is what I'm doing. I want to say I'm giving Lesley some flowers here. They got a good squad with them. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be incredibly tough. I mean, obviously, like you said, we know UTK, when they're on, they can be very scrappy. They can absolutely upset at any point in time. We saw them upset who was it, Oklahoma Christian this just last year. So, and that's a pretty good roster, you know. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's just like when they're playing and they're on. Not to say they're a dark horse, right? But you got to make sure you're on your game.
Yeah, certainly. That's fair enough. I think Lesley's a team that I've waited to see more results from to put them in my top 32, but they've been on the list of 33 through 38 or so, and a good result tonight I think could help bump them up. But they apparently beat Siena Heights right before this, and that's certainly a top 48 roster, as they've quietly built a very good team in their final semester as a school, not as a program. But Siena Heights is closing down as a school after this fall. So to beat them, I think Siena Heights are playing with house money. Lesley playing to prove themselves, and so far they have. I'm very excited to watch the Swaz and Collat duo performing again, because with their sub in, they still put together a fantastic series against Michigan State, and that was about a month ago. So they've had even more time to prepare for a match like this.
Oh, they absolutely have. It's gonna be fun regardless. I want to see what Lesley has done in that past month, how well they've kind of meshed together. I know that UTK absolutely has. They got the stuff. They've been playing long enough together. They know exactly what they need to do. And Again, it's going to be a test of wills here. Does UTK have the will to will themselves through a 6 to 7 game series against a potential top 32 team here and Lesley, or are they going to get a bad, rude awakening off the kickoff? And that is tough. Taibu trying to defend off that back wall, and Dre's just going to go ahead and slot one home.
Well, that's a statement. Hard kickoff there, confusing Taibu a bit. He got some support late in the play, but by then it was too late. Lesley open us up with a score in just 5 seconds. And Shaka will win the subsequent kickoff pretty handily. We'll see what UTK Retirement Home can build off of that in pursuit of an equalizer.
Yeah, no, they're going to have, again, a lot of stuff to really prove here. We can kind of see a little bit of the rust from possibly Shaka and Taibu trying to be shaken off. And that's just, previous results that I'm used to seeing them in. Taibu, a known incredible mechanic player on this UTK Retirement Home squad. I think Shaka is going to have to play, kind of that facilitator, if you will, is kind of where I see him at. When it comes to Lesley, I'm going to look at Swaz, because Swaz is the only one I'm truly familiar with, and that's maybe a sneeze to my own ignorance, but I would like to see what the other two have in store for me.
Well, there aren't many people that I think are involved in the CRL level, at least on the punditry side, that also follow the high school level pretty deeply. And so you probably won't have heard of Colat unless you're watching High School Rocket League. He and Swaz were teammates at that level, and they've won trophies together there, moved up to the collegiate side of things, and are now up 2-0 against Taibu and company. So UTK Retirement Home getting hit in the mouth by a hungry trio of Lesley.
Yeah, they absolutely are. 2-0 this early on, just under a minute, or just over a minute played. Yeah, this is... I'm glad you gave the high school shout here with Colat being the duo for Swaz. We've seen Swaz play at a high level. There's Swaz scoring the third for that. And my lord, dude, these guys, they came to play. You weren't lying when you said they were hungry.
That's a couple of whiffs, and I don't know if that's Lesley feasting or maybe UTK Retirement Home just falling out of their dinner table chairs right there, as that's a rough third goal to give up. And they haven't been able to settle in at all. Lesley have given up a bit of space, but still are getting back in defense well, stopping these UTK Retirement Home tries pretty well. That's a great read by Dre, and it leads immediately to a counterattack past Taibu, testing Shaka on the goal line, and he will pass that test, but still no rest for the weary old men.
No, not at all. You can't let them rest. They wanted to show match. They wanted to put their skills to the test. Well, that's what you're doing. You're trying to put the skills to the test. They have an open goal lane here. Swaz could get bumped. No. It's a beautiful save away. And Taibu looking for that bottom corner. Can't find it. They unfortunately missed that opportunity.
Oh, Colat up there with Swaz. The duo inviting Dre into the play as well. And if there is any extra boost on the UTK side, that would have been their opening goal. Instead, though, Lesley are able to get back after committing a lot of resources to that last offensive play. And we'll see if they can get themselves out of this situation as Shaka levies a shot on target. The rebound attempt, which is Taibu 50ing the ball out to the side. And it seems like Lesley have gotten themselves out of that pickle with a hard hit out to the midfield line. And Swaz there to intercept, but still no clear.
Yeah, no, they are trying to pressure from the corner, and I respect it here from UTK, but unfortunately they didn't have enough of the tank to continue that attack. Gonna have to play for the back line, look for the transition opportunity. Jobro, a couple of good challenges on Swaz, at least sees the ball back at the blue. Shaka up kind of early here, but not enough boost in the tank to keep up with that aerial play. Taibu, good touch, another good 50. Could have something here. Needs to lay the ball down gently, but can't find it on target for the double. And oh no, Shaka, not like that. Not like that. Not like that.
Let's watch this again, shall we? Director Cam, yeah, we'll pan back, and yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Shaka blew a tire at the midfield line, and as the third man for his team, it's not a great time to be sitting there watching the ball roll into the net. So 4-0 again, Lesley getting an easy one, but still we'll have to stop Joe going backboard and setting up Shaka for a third man commitment. Stopped again by Lesley. Their defense so far impenetrable.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and I'm with Kung. Don't want to cope too hard, but I know Shaka again has to really dust off the rust, so we can kind of see that on display. Same with Taibu a little bit. I know Joe Bro has been getting some games with Jeezy and Kung for the B team, so this is, you know, at least we see them kind of in form. But unfortunately, it takes more than one man to play a 3-member game. Taibu looking for the redirect. Won't be able to find off the back wall. Swaz, a little bit of possession here. Shaka's trying to find the right 50 angle. Doesn't get the best touch. Down to a minute, though, as that warning rings across your screen. And I think the old men are still asleep.
So far, but Shaka has a goal here at the very least, and that is a net he can hit. So it'll be 4-1, and I'm not calling it a comeback, and I probably won't ever here, at least in this game, but UTK Retirement Home are at least on the board. That's happened a couple of times where Lesley commit a little bit too much to offense and give up an opportunity in transition, but they've done enough work, I think, outside of maybe those overcommitments to keep game one out of hand.
Yeah, we got a 3-goal differential here, at least something to play with. Shaka is going to play this slow from the backside. Maybe a 50 doesn't go his way. Joe Bro a chance as well. Big clear, gives him a chance of space to collect boost. Taibu really early on that one. Swaz somehow gets the demo. They were both going supersonic, I thought. And, ooh, what a tap-in from Kolat. That's going to be another full 4-goal lead.
Execution, good speed. Dre setting up Kolat, beating a couple of players, and then Shaka out in front, gets dusted as well. The entirety of Lesley just outpacing UTK Retirement Home's back line. And that's why I wasn't calling it a comeback. Lesley put the cherry on top of a nice Game 1 performance. And Taibu will just try and show off his mechanical skill in the corner. Gets nothing, and it's Lesley breaking out. And Dre sticking that ball to his front bumper, setting up a 6th. Kolat gets the honors.
Hat trick here for Kolat. Dre trailing by 1 with 2, and at least, you know, we got Swaz involved as well, so 100% goal participation here for the side of Lesley, and these guys are proving exactly why they should be moved up potentially to that top 32 spot. They're looking dangerous.
They really are, and this is why I wanted to have them on. I mean, they were asking for show matches as well, looking to prove themselves extra, but I always love watching a team perform head-on in a live environment. As watching demos can only get you so far, as trying to avoid that 7th UTK Retirement Home will at least defend nicely and keep the ball up for a little while. Why not? See where this goes, as everyone still wants to get their wheels underneath them here early on in this best of 7, which if UTK Retirement Home can perform to the levels we know they can, then I think it could. But so far, Lesley are looking dominant.
No, they absolutely are. And again, I think it's okay. So maybe Shaka needs a chance to reset. Yeah, we're having a bit of packet loss there. I did see it on the scoreboard. So again, time for them to wake up. They got their game 1 out the way. We can shake that off. And if we see UTK in form, I think it looks like a much different game against Lesley.
If you want to keep going, I'm going to get him back in the lobby.
I got you. No, it's my first time seeing Lesley like this trio of Dre, Kolat, and Swaz. Like I said, familiar with Kolat or Swaz. I'm now making myself incredibly familiar with the fact that Swaz and Kolat did play together, and it's pretty prevalent on the pitch. Mm-hmm. Dre, also a great third. You said Nuclear was playing the last time you've seen him, and again, if you said that's the sub, and they took Michigan State to 6.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine what that team would look like with Dre playing right now. That would probably be an incredibly good match. Who was playing on Michigan State that game? Do you remember?
I think that was when they were trialing Knock, if memory serves. I can't remember because they played back-to-back weeks, Michigan State did. But either way, it was close enough to their starting lineup to where it was impressive from Lesley, even though they did lose the series. And so we'll see if they can keep it going here against UTK Retirement Home, as Lesley came in plenty warm, it seemed like. And the scoreboard reflected it. So a chance to reset and hopefully get Shaka some better ping and maybe an opening goal for UTK, but Joe Bro is stopped out in front.
Oh, and a couple of dunks go by the wayside here for the Bulls, and that one's going to be wanted to get back. They had some really good looks. They're still on offense here. You can definitely tell they're playing with a little bit different speed. These guys seem a little bit more hungry here on the pitch to try to prove themselves in the pedigree that they do have collectively between the 3 of them. Taibu, good possession. Maybe a chance out to Joe Bro. Not enough speed on that flick. We'll see the ball back into the orange. Double commit there from Shaka, but not exactly too threatening. Maybe Joe Bro can activate. He does. Taibu as well. Big clear, but it's only as far as Swaz. And a touch from Kolak. That was almost interesting. And the keep on, but hang on. Joe Bro almost gets back to it. And yet again, we see him firing on all cylinders on offense. This is a familiar UTK roster.
That's more like it. They almost found a way through Lesley, who are getting creative in the midfield. And there's a passing play, intercepted by Joe. Put a shot top right, but Swaz is quick to meet it. Trey finds a clear, and it looks like Lesley have done away with all of that volunteer pressure. And with the center ball, Collat shoots high. It's just Taibu on the goal line. Trey tries to punish that, but does shoot just a bit too much off the woodwork to find that first.
Almost look like kind of a nervous shot here. You're going to tell me that the Vols have Lesley scared at them? Maybe a little shooken up?
I would not tell you that at all.
Okay, come on now. We got to get hype for UTK, MrBepic. Come on, man. We got to give them some kind of energy right now. They need it.
Dude, it was 6-1 in game one. Maybe they win a game. We could talk about someone playing scared, but Lesley are looking to prove themselves. I don't think they'll ever look scared against a team like Retirement Home, which, if Kung is to be believed, have Shaka hasn't touched the game in 4 months, but Taibu and Joe still seem in form. That is a Taibu touch if I've ever seen one.
My God, look at the mechanics and control on that young man, Taibu. Joe Bro in the perfect place definitely said, dime me up. We got that. And they're on the board first, MrBepic.
That's crazy. Taibu looking good there. And there was that whole discourse about not playing a pass from your teammate at the same kind of y-axis on the field on Twitter recently. And Joe knew exactly where that ball was going. So it shows you what chemistry can get you when it comes to actual strategy within the game. And well, Taibu dimed him up, so an opener for UTK Retirement Home, but they've still been a little skittish defensively, so Lesley, I'm sure, will have an opportunity to strike back soon.
No, they absolutely will. I believe. The offensive power that we saw this last game, I mean, obviously, packet loss aside, whatever you want to call it, it was definitely looking good. Taibu looking for another one, light touch instead of some firepower on that. Couldn't put a little mustard if he wanted to. This is going to be sent away. They're going to have to play from their own back line. Colette nice and upfield for the reception. That's a good touch, but it's a better save from Shaka. Through some danger. Joe Bro is up pretty early, has no boost to continue. So they're going to trade possession for just a little bit here. Dre almost overshot, but is able to recover. I'm liking the way they play in transition.
UTK Retirement Home almost got him, though. Taibu missing on a somewhat open net. And yeah, I'm liking the Lesley creativity as well. They're not afraid to play around each other. It seems like the comms are pretty good. And even when the touches aren't maybe perfect and go in positions where they'd like, they're still finding ways to advance the ball into enemy territory. But Swaz leaving that ball nearly puts Dre in an unsavable position. But Dre is able to get a block there on the back line, and Lesley will keep this a manageable second game. Swaz out in front, getting both Taibu and Joe Bro to jump, but Taibu finds a save and a shot on target, but not close enough there to register.
There's another pass set up for Joe Bro. Gets a nice light touch. Could go high, maybe off the ceiling for the double. Tried to pinch. I saw the vision. Unfortunately, couldn't make it happen, but the dunk from Shaka, almost two. And these guys, hey, they have found themselves an offense. Big defensive mishap almost. But unfortunately, Dre couldn't put that one on target. It still is Lesley approaching. Looking terrifying here on this offensive side. And they should finish it. There it is. Knotted up with 37 on the clock.
No boost on the back line. Oh, and Shaka and Taibu collide. Swaz, if he's given a little bit of space like that, he is going to punish a defense so quick on the ball. And Dre outfield with him gives him options. Lesley will tie us up late. And Kung, I see your question. I think you've just discovered the spectator boost bug that has been prevalent in the Rocket League client for the last couple of weeks. So that's how the boost tank just randomly filled up. No one's cheating in here, though at times, I mean, Taibu and Swaz certainly could look like it.
They absolutely could, man. Mechanical masterminds, the two of them. We still see Taibu. I mean, honestly, I feel like Taibu's warming up just a little bit. Big-time demo just blocking the camera completely. We might get an overtime here. Shaka playing some good defense. A little too high for that double touch. There's a shot that's going to go. Taibu from the back wall. Going to be off the side here. Shaka needs a touch, and it needs to be good. It's to Swaz. It's up. It's going to be double committed to save. They need some boost. They need something. Collat is not in a good position, but they will not let it drop. It's a 0-second drill. Taibu may look to continue. He does, and so does Swaz following suit. They're going to try to keep it up as long as they possibly can.
Drake catches, but doesn't flick hard, so the ball stays up, not going much of anywhere until all of a sudden it's in the back of Lesley's net. Jobro scores in crunch time. Everyone was keeping it up on 000s, a gentleman's agreement, and Jobro says, I'll take that, thank you very much. Picks his spot and nails the shot. 2-1 UTK.
Wow. I'm going to tell you, I didn't think that was going in. I thought we had overtime, but that's what I get. It's what I get for simply doubting Jobro. My bad.
Never do it again. That's Joe for you. He strikes when you don't expect it. I mean, Taibu as well. That game really kept UTK in a great spot. 6 saves, even when Lesley ramped up the pressure there at the end. UTK held on, just conceded that one, and found a way to get that ball lit on 000s, which might be a show match goal. We probably get overtime if this is more of a series that has more stakes than just kind of pride on the line. So the ball stayed up and UTK took full advantage. Now it's tied up going into game 3. Let's see where this thing goes.
May have to call back to Albedo's message earlier in the chat. Homie did say, don't worry, game 2, they will come back. In game 2, they came back indeed. 1-goal game comparative to the 5-goal differential they had. Jobro looking for a sneaky shot early on. A big demo from Swaz. At least tries to save the back line. Got Taibu chasing down Collat for the interruption. I like what we're seeing, these early jumps, these early challenges too. I guess UTK really did finally wake up here in this series.
Yeah, it seems like they have. I actually was pretty nervous for a second that this was going to be a 4-0 thrashing for Lesley. I did not believe in UTK retirement home, but these guys have been, I mean, wizards of the CRL scene for a while, and the different variations of the starting UTK lineup, they always find a way to surprise you. And here, even with Shaka not playing the game in the last 4 months, he's still looking all right after that Game 1 performance. But it is still tied. Lesley still have opportunities to find a way back, and they've got Swaz on the ball right now, though, as the ball taken away from him by Jobro, and that still sets up Dre and Collat looking to work together, but the passing play doesn't connect.
That's unfortunate attacking by the wayside for Lesley. Shaka going to send this one at least away from Collat, who is approaching dangerously. This could be a nice passing play. Cut down by Shaka. Not enough sauce on that one from Dre to score the first, but more defense to be played. Shaka just barely missing that corner pinch from Taibu. Could have extended the offense for just a moment, but good shot testing the defense here, the Bulls. And man, these teams are now neck and neck. We've cleared basically 2 minutes here scoreless.
It's weird how Rocket League works like that. A 6-1 trouncing in game 1, and now you see both teams giving each other respect, and that's a moment of maybe disrespect here as Lesley look a bit awkward in defense. Jobro gets the ball past Swaz, and he tags Collat there in the net, and that maybe forces Collat to get tripped up on the post. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt right there, but either way, it's UTK scoring first.
It absolutely is, and they do it again one more time. Looking to take the lead here in game number 3. This best-of-7 show match series. Good way to start off, especially after, again, just going down in such a detrimental fashion. What a save from Shaka. The back line, must-needed get out there for Jobro. A beautiful pass. They could connect, but it's a great save by Collat.
And Dre will find Swaz out to the side-ish. Passes a little bit off. That invites Taibu into the play. That's not on target, but man, did he almost steal a second right there. And UTK will try again. Shaka's got 12 boost and will decide not to hit the ball right there. Retreating back. And Swaz takes that as an invitation to try and sweep the UTK line. And that might come back to bite Lesley here as Taibu has an open-ish net. Swaz gets back in the nick of time to prevent a 2-0 lead.
Oh man, that was just literally, like you said, the nick of time. No boost as well. Swaz used everything in the tank. Taibu, I think, absolutely screwed up. Yep. Jumped a little too late for that defensive deflect, and after almost another minute or a little over another minute gone by the wayside, we're knotted up yet again.
Drake got a lot of that ball right there and is just over Taibu's head. So still slight mistakes on the back lines of both teams at this point. Trading blows now in game 3. And Collat could break this game wide open with a good solo play. It's stopped by Shaka. And that will be that. Joe has space now, and you can see the respect that Lesley have been forced to give UTK Retirement Home, even with that dominant game 1. They're playing back, and they're respecting the individual ability of this team.
I mean, you have to at that point. The way they scored that 0-second goal, Joe Bro, moment he activates on offense, he gets the lane that he wants, he gets the shot that he wants. Taibu jumping with Swaz, literally right beside him. Oh my! I want to say that was a dangerous call, but that was just a skill. It's ball knowledge. He knows that he can probably get some offense if he's able to defend that well.
Ooh, and he could turn on this, but okay, everyone left the ball for Collat there. So he had a bit of space in the midfield to close down upon in order to get access to the ball, but made the right decision. It's a hard shot on target, stopped by Taibu, and it's over Collat's head, but Swaz is able to track back and put that ball off his own crossbar. Lesley are looking a little bit skittish on the back line. Maybe I will say they're looking a bit scared of this UTK Retirement Home at this point, Taquito. Maybe you were onto something.
I'm just saying, Taibu has plenty of boost, just needs to finish it. There's it off the crossbar, and he misses. And oh my, they are the respect, like you said, they're forced to show here to this UTK roster. They're able to put a lot of things together. The dunk doesn't go by the way of Taibu. Collat gets one, but Dre, no boost to at least try to counter or transition. They're stuck at their back line right now, and UTK get to swarm around him.
Joe went in, knowing he had players behind him, but Lesley could exercise some revenge here, close to 0 seconds. Got Swaz up in the air, setting up one final play. It's Dre in a 1v1. Joe Bro stops him, though, on the near side and gave Taibu a shot on 0 seconds. He couldn't get around the ball, though. And once again, we have an extended play on 0 seconds that Shaka wants none of. We get the overtime we were denied in game 2, just about 5 minutes later.
Ooh, good double touch there from Dre off kickoff, but Taibu sends that one away. Thankfully giving UTK a little bit of time. Taibu is up early. They're Joba for the finisher. And oh my lord, where is this connection coming from? It's literally like looking into the past right now.
Shaka peels off because he heard the comms. Joe and Taibu cooking that one up. An overtime winner, a 1-2-1 to score and get a second game now for UTK Retirement Home. They take a series lead, and these are 1-goal games that they're winning. I mean, if you look at the amount of goals that Lesley scored in game 1, and then add up all of the UTK scores in the last 3 games of this set, they still only have 5. They don't match the 6 that Lesley put up there, and yet they've got the series lead.
It's crazy, right? It kind of gives that. What was the RLCS? Was it SSG, right, versus Vitality? Was that the scoreline that was absolutely crazy? Like it was like 12-4 or something like that, and they lost the series or whatever.
I'm a Collegiate Rocket League caster. I have no idea.
Oh, all right, buddy. All right, like you acted like you don't pay attention. Okay, game number 4. Lesley has to get back in form. I do believe that they've fallen out of form in these past 2 games. But again, that's like you said, it's showing respect to their opponent. UTK is that team, like I mentioned at the top of the broadcast. If you let them do it, they will absolutely humble you.
Yeah, and honestly, for Lesley, I really think they could do quite well if they get a bit more divey when it comes to midfield 50-50s, because you know UTK Retirement Home are going to play aggressive. It's how they play. And now if you're Lesley, you probably don't actually know that because you haven't been in the CRL scene for the last couple of years and seen the UTK that you and I have watched a lot of the last several years of play, Taquito. So that's something that Lesley may learn too late in this series, that UTK is going to play aggressive no matter the game state. And now that Shaka's kind of looking a little bit cleaner on the pitch, I mean, they're getting more opportunities, and that aggression's actually leading to something. So Lesley have to find more windows of opportunity here if they're going to right the ship.
And those windows are closing so quickly. Taibu, 0 boost, has danced around the entire pitch and is trying to get a touch wherever he possibly can. Swaz finds one close post. Good touch there again by Taibu, who was circling around the backboard trying to find something. Shaka could turn on that, gets an errant touch. Goes right into the hands of Swaz. Swaz maybe off the ceiling. Needs a little bit more boost in the tank. Was looking for that flip reset. Couldn't get it. Colette potentially look for Dre, but that gets sent by the wayside, so they have to try again from their own half.
Well, Swaz keeps getting the ball with plenty of boost in hand and space to make use of his resources, but has been shut down by UTK, backing off a bit and out 50ing him. There's no immediate follow-up where the ball ends up, so Lesley can't quite predict where the next play is going to start and get a jump on that, so they don't get much of anything. And there are a couple of opportunities in offense. Colette, though, can try his hand at a 1v1.
Ooh.
Stopped by Shaka. The rebound from Swaz is on target and stopped by Taibu, streaking across the goal line to keep this game level.
That was absolutely wild. Again, just 2 great saves. We saw one on the side of Lesley last game. Seeing it from Taibu this game, Swaz does not have anything on that ball. Car language absolutely proving it, so they know they can approach on the side of UTK. Back pass to Joe Bro, but it's too wide on a possible net shot. This will be them trying to retreat, at least stop the approach of Lesley. That, no way that goes in, right? Okay, wonderful save from Colette.
There was a way that went in. That's the UTK magic right there. And with 2 defenders up, this is getting a little bit dangerous for Lesley. And a couple of awkward spots defensively, but Swaz again gets space on the ball, an extra flip to work with, a teammate in tow, but he's stopped by a well-layered defense of UTK. That's that experience on the Volunteers side, making life really difficult for the Lynx here. Swaz once more gets space, boost, and has a teammate. Flip reset, puts the ball over Dre, and no defenders. So the Volunteers once again have an easy time defending.
You know, this matchup is reminiscent. Oh, hang on, Colette just had to put it in. There's the shot. Okay, I was gonna veer just off a little bit of the path here, but this is a matchup I would like to see. I would like to see Lesley versus BPC. This is almost a very, like, the way UTK are playing with that just full-on aggression reminded me so much of the Barons.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit. Bruton Parker maybe a cleaner version of that, but yeah, I mean, if Lesley get the shot, they could look good against Bruton Parker. But at the moment, they do find themselves a lead thanks to a kind of weird pool shot 50-50 that they won in defense. And Colat's able to clean up easily. So Lesley finally get that well-earned opener here in Game 4 to maybe stop their bleeding in this series. But Joe's just pinched a ball on target, and UTK negates that Lesley lead.
Just a one opening you can get. Beautiful play from Joe Bro. That was, what a touch, dude. What a touch. Way to tie it up for the Vols. And I mean, like you said, I mean, Lesley, they opened up Game 4, and it was an important goal they needed to score, put some momentum back in their tank. Colette, I did not see actually grab the boost. No. That's tough. So nothing to work with there. Taibu, an errant touch. Joe Bro has plenty of field to play with here. Just needs to beat Swaz. The 50 is good, but Shaka not able to pick it up where it lies. And that's another good challenge for Dre to keep the ball out. And there it is. Oh, okay, I didn't see Joe Bro. I didn't see Joe Bro sneaking from the other side. I thought they had a freebie.
Still might be a freebie just on the other end of the pitch. Good defense by Lesley. They panicked, but they get the job done. And Colette will take that ball from Taibu, get it to Swaz, and longtime teammates are looking for a late go-ahead. Though the ball falls to Dre, he's beaten 2. Joe's last man for the retirement home. He just pops the ball to buy time. Taibu's up along with Shaka. Double commit there will waste some resources, but Taibu should get enough space in offense to negate that. Though Joe's been taken out, so Shaka had to win that 50-50. And Lesley, despite some kind of half openings in the midfield, cannot get through it very easily.
No, they can't. Taibu in control here to the ceiling over Colette. Had the flip reset, but not the boost to get to it. Trying to get a double touch here, leaves the net, or leaves the backfield wide open. They're racing back. Maybe they can turn something around. They do. A chance to push. Taibu is completely taken away. Dre stops this. We are 3 potential overtime chances in a row, Bepic.
50% conversion on getting us to overtime. Make it 67% here as the ball is grounded at the midfield line. No real shenanigans on 000s this go round. So let's see what happens on our second consecutive overtime. It's Lesley with the first opportunity to create offense, but Joe takes it right away, and Shaka can't convert on the open net. Joe can't convert on the open-ish net, and so the ball falls away, and Taibu has to pick up the pieces of the midfield line.
The pass, the shot, it's deadly, but Colat's a better save, but the net is too open as two people parted the blue sea at the net, and the goal is just right for the taking. UTK win their second overtime.
And third consecutive 2-1 scoreline, which, if you count the extra time, I think, of 0 seconds, it's technically 3 overtime matches. As that was a quick one. That overtime lasted probably about as long as the ball hung in the air on 000s in Game 2. So 3 straight 2-1 wins for UTK. They still haven't made up for the goal deficit that they created for themselves in the overall aggregate score in Game 1, but 3-1 up, I don't think they care.
I don't think I'd really make a fuss about it either, Bepic. They're down by 1 goal overall, right? That's it. Is it really
2 goals?
Like what?
2 goals overall.
Is it 2 goals?
Yeah.
It's 2 goals overall. Oh, I thought they were down by 1. Okay, I thought they caught almost all the way back up. My lord. So they 3-1 lead or 2 game lead in the series. You're on match point. The Lynx, they need to link up again. We need to see that Game 1 fervor they had.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like in Game 1 they were able to confidently jump on the, poor play of UTK retirement home. Shaka looked bad in that first game, and he's not exactly up to the same level as Joe and Taibu in this set, but at the very least, these three know how to play around each other when they do have a bit of a weak link, and Lesley aren't exactly punishing that fact. So I want to see if they do get more aggressive in the midfield, or if they do continue to play back and maybe respect the old men of UTK a bit much. I think they can get away with aggressive challenges. It's just a matter of realizing those opportunities and dusting UTK to the ball, because I know there is speed on this Lesley side. There are 3 fast players, Colat and Swaz especially, but they're not exactly making the most of that speed, because when they slow down and look for solo plays like this, usually it gets stopped, but Swaz does end up finding a way through here in spectacular fashion.
Oh my lord, that was beautiful, and that kind of rocking that RLCS contender tag kind of proves Swaz has the juice in the tank for it and the mechanics to prove it. Way to open up game number 5 here for the Lynx.
Taibu and Joe both have boost, but Swaz sticks around, trying to be a nuisance. Sets up Colat to go side wall, and I like the turn there at the midfield line, but Colat has to keep the ball closer than that, and so it's a punishment of Colat letting the ball go there. It takes us a hop off the side wall. UTK get a little bit of offense, and you know Taibu's good enough for at least a hard shot on target. Dre helped out a little bit, but still was not an easy save.
No, not at all. Tied up pretty early on here, under a minute. Swaz trying to kick off the offense one more time. That could have been a beautiful pass out to the middle. Couple of touches there from Shaka. Lets Taibu take control. Flip reset. Still trying to maintain that little bit, but gets bumped. And that actually ruins Shaka's approach. So now, Lesley, a chance to set something up in the middle. Swaz throws it high. Could be off the back wall. There's a second touch. Is Colat approaching? He is, and it's almost underneath the crossbar, but the woodwork denies.
The corner, Colat will follow up on Swaz's ball, but they don't get rewarded with 100 boost, and Dre's low in the tank as well. Fortunately, midfield hundreds were in position for Colat and Swaz to refuel with, and that leads to a goal!
Oh, there it is.
All right, Lesley take a lead, and that was some pretty clean offense. Had to retreat for a moment, but it was calculated, and they stick around and now punish a mistake on the other end of the field.
And I'm glad Colat gets that one back. The previous shot looked absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, crossbar denied that one, but the second one down and in to put him up by 1. I'm not going to say Lesley is back just yet. We're going to have to see quite a bit more through the rest of this game.
Dre will win a 50-50. Colat, what he wants to do here? will stay in the area, and UTK is looking awkward, not immediately breaking out of defense, though Taibu can still do work even without a ton of momentum. As the ball gets deep into Lesley territory, results in a shot and nearly a goal. A couple of gongs of failure, though, as the ball caroms off the posts, and Dre will keep it out for a third time. Close, but no cigar for UTK retirement home.
That is 4 crossbar pings we've heard, or excuse me, 4 crossbar or post pings we have heard in this specific game alone. And these guys losing a little bit of shooting accuracy for the, just the pure content, I guess. I don't really know, but maybe it's the nerves finally getting to them. Lesley still looking to play offense here as we almost get to halftime. Swaz trying to slow play from the corner. Gets denied that. Taibu a chance to break away with Shaka. Shaka high off the off the back wall, and it's down in from up high.
Who hasn't touched the game in 4 months? Maybe that's the trick. That's what I should do. I mean, Shaka makes that look pretty automatic. It takes a bounce, so you're not getting a style point or anything, but it's still an equalizer. Shaka hits a huge goal in transition, and UTK retirement home are slowly but surely looking back to their old selves. And Lesley, with that, need an answer sooner rather than later.
That just built a whole bunch of momentum. Shout out CCS for raiding in as well. Nation and
Gang.
Also streaming this evening. Had some good games over there. But you guys raided into what I would call a hot set, if I will.
Yeah, I think that's fine. You can call it a hot set. I mean, this is entertainment. And UTK, I mean, we knew they were going to provide entertainment of some sort. I just didn't know if it would be us laughing at them or them giving us a banger of a best-of-7. 3-2 now. They wipe Lesley's lead off the board entirely. And it's Shaka scoring the majority of the goals.
I'm just saying, like, Taibu fell from the ceiling, had no boost, dropped directly down, and got the most errant touch, and that's exactly what set up that goal. Beautiful play. Swaz just glued to the car. Can't get it off the crossbar, but that's okay. Janitor Dre on cleanup ties us back up.
Well, Swaz is doing much better as the tip of the spear for Lesley than in previous games, and right there did enough to set up Collat and Dre for success there on the back line. That's well done by Lesley. They're finding themselves a win condition here, and Swaz is stepping up to fill that role perfectly.
100%. Absolutely stepping up big. Like you said, the tip of the spear. One thing I do want to see is something you mentioned about UTK, actually. This could be an errant touch from Dre, and yes, sir, it is. Taibu's going to tuck that one to bed. 4-3. They take it right back. But what I want to say is if we could see Lesley pick up that tip that you pointed out from UTK, get a little bit more jumpy, challenge a little bit earlier, you guys can bring this one back.
They're too jumpy on the goal line. Double commit pulled Swaz off the goal line, and then I didn't see who it was sweeping the line, but that UTK player kept him off of it, didn't allow him to get back into the play, and now Joe is making heroic saves there on the UTK retirement home goal line to keep this lead intact. They are 80 seconds away from beating a team that I had in pretty severe contention to be a top 32 team, and it's fight like this that has put them in positions like that. 4-4, Lesley, they keep on kicking.
I mean, I want to say that UTK might have forgot about Dre. You know what I mean? That's just apparently what it is. Dre is stepping up huge in this Lesley squad for this Game 5.
Collat tried to dunk Taibu. Now he's got space. Wasn't challenged immediately, but Swaz still does well on the goal line. Has been the one player, I think, in this lobby to match Taibu's on-ball ability. And it's worked out quite well in this game, as for 3 straight games, after scoring 6 in Game 1, Lesley could only put 1 on the board. But now they've got 4. The offense is cooking, but still need answers. That UTK retirement home front line that can't be stopped at times. And with 40 seconds left, this is where you earn your money in CRL. What can you do when your back is against the wall, when you need a goal sooner rather than later? For Lesley, it's an answer that we can hopefully get fairly soon.
What a long clear here for Dre. Shaka is up early enough, though, to defend. Collat has to play through some traffic. Dre turns around on this one, loses the possession over, so Joe Bro gets a chance to pinch again. That cucks are not exactly where he probably wanted it to go. Swaz early on. Taibu denies completely. Collat a chance to shut it down. 4 overtime games in a row, Bepic. This has been absolute content.
Hold on. Joe and Taibu looking for the winner. Joe almost dunked it in, but that's a spectacular save by Swaz to keep this series going. I thought that was it. I thought we were looking at a 4-1 UTK retirement home, but instead, there's a chance for Lesley early on in overtime. That won't be connected on, though at the very least, they're still in overtime.
Oh, dude, I think Colat turned a little too early, but it was really good. It kind of worked out here. The net could be open. If someone could beat, Colat was up, but unfortunately couldn't turn that one in. Dre now, a chance off the back wall. No one is there. Swaz just put some pepper on it. We're in game 6.
All right, Lesley almost gave it up on 0 seconds again, but they find a way to survive and advance deeper into this set. And of course, it's Swaz dropping 900 points to ensure that his team is able to continue just a little bit longer. Not saying it was just Swaz, but he played an instrumental part in getting that game over the line.
The deficit increases to 3, Bepic. They were at 2, now they're still down 3. And man, they really have turned it into a beautiful series here over at UTK. Lesley, a beautiful get-back game. Swaz, mega step up. Dre, another huge step up for me as well. I'm not saying Colat fell off, but man, they absolutely worked hard to get that win.
They had to work hard because UTK, they're so good at playing in chaos. When things get weird in offense, these guys have seen so much Rocket League. I mean, Joe and Shaka came from the depths of CRL. These guys in their freshman semester were playing leagues like the SCL. They were playing BBB back when it was, I mean, still teams like UAH White competing on LAN. And so they know what it's like to play awkward ball. And you add the mechanical brilliance of Taibu in, that's a tough team to play, but Lesley seemed to have found the beginnings of an answer. Let's see if they can continue to look a bit more brilliant game by game, because Swaz stepped up. Now let's see if they can play a bit better defense and slow down UTK retirement home, or just keep the goals rolling. Swaz, sure.
You got to keep it rolling. When you have the momentum like this, when you have the ability to kind of overrun your opponent after they won 3 straight unanswered and almost got the 4th in overtime over on the side of UTK. This could have been a 4-1 series. Right now, though, we're looking at the team here of Lesley really riding the high horse.
All right, 1-0. And in most games, actually in every game, that has not been enough for Lesley. They need their offense still performing at the highest of calibers. As UTK retirement home, when they're able to hold that Lesley offense in check, they win those close games. 3 straight 2-1s to get them to match point. But Lesley, when they win, I mean, 6 goals and 5 goals in their 2-game wins. So you need your offense cooking, and so far so good.
It's starting off great here within the first minute. Taibu tried to connect on that. Shaka may be able to muscle his way through that. Unfortunately, will not be able to. So they have to go back to the backfield one more time. Shaka tries to go ahead and commit on a play with 0 boost. And as much as I respect it, buddy, you got to have a little juice in the tank if you want to clear.
Still, no clears allowed. Swaz keeping the ball in play. Colat almost had the read on where that play was going, but such as Rocket League, sometimes you aren't in that perfect spot. So, momentary retreat sees Lesley refueling and resetting their offense. Swaz steals that 100 from Joe, so he can't clear with ease. Dre now leaves that ball for Swaz, sets his sights on Taibu, and that pressure gives Swaz enough of a lane to double this lead.
That was tough. I mean, unfortunately, Taibu in the absolute worst position possible there. And having to dodge the jump and the demo, I mean, I get it. You got to do what you got to do, but you're in a tough position. Shaka's diving back, couldn't get the save either. We get this next kickoff. They're down by 2 this time. Shaka, no flip reset. I'm surprised by that. That one's going to be a little off the mark from Joe, bro, but it's a threatening shot nonetheless.
Oh, and Dre got up quick to meet that ball off the sidewall. That's the sort of pace you need, because if you let Joe go for a redirect there, it's probably 50-50 on whether he'll hit it or not, which are pretty good odds for a shot like that. So, much needed touch from Dre, but it is still defense for Lesley now. Let's see how they hold up here. Swaz beats Shaka, and it's just Taibu in essentially a 1v3, but he's got boost, a good touch on the ball, and now Shaka in the cavalry arriving to help out and find him downfield. He locates Joe. There's pace on this play. He can score this, but runs out of boost. Still makes the defense play a bit awkwardly, but Collat does well to get the ball away and find Swaz downfield. It's stopped by Taibu, so no third goal for now, but Lesley are playing very well at the moment.
Oh, good touch here from Joe, bro. Maybe gets the follow through and is able to challenge Swaz, but Dre just put some sauce on that to the back wall. Taibu saves. Collat with the follow. And they're able to get it out on the side of the Bulls. Pass to the mid. Maybe Taibu could put a laser on, but Joe, bro, isn't able to get there in time to challenge. They have to retreat one more time back to the mid. Finds Shaka. Taibu tries to connect on the pinch, but that one goes away.
It's a good attempt, but Lesley still find a way to break out and put a decent look on target as well. It's not just the good first, or good clears, honestly. It's good first shots that usually lead to rebound opportunities as well. They've really upgraded their play. They look a lot more confident now that they've gotten a game back on the board following that run the Volunteers went on. But 2 minutes left. They still have to defend with a bit of fervor, which Dre will do here. He finds a clear, and Collat's around to follow the play up. But Taibu's got a full boost tank and can go coast to coast on this. Fakes Dre and gets an extra touch to beat everybody. That's the Taibu special.
1v3 with a beautiful ground pinch finisher. My lord, that's what we need to see from the Bulls. If that don't kickstart the hype over at the retirement home, I don't know what does.
Yeah, I mean, for a team that uses the have fun meta almost too much sometimes, that's a sort of goal that can inspire some laughs and camaraderie in the comms. Now Joe gets his chance in a 1vx situation. Will be the first, but gets bumped off by Collat. Drake misses, though. And so Taibu, if he had been maybe a half second later into that play, could maybe make a play on the ball, but the timing was not on his side, though. UTK still hold on to possession. Get some shots on targets, and Lesley, with a minute left, are really under the gun. Swaz keeps them in the lead, but this is getting so precarious.
That's a great way to put it, too. Back to the back line. Swaz, where are you going with the ball? A hard back pass straight to Collat, who probably wasn't ready for it. Joe Bro misses a big-time touch that could have been a threatening shot. Swaz gets a chance again. Here was some beautiful possession and control, one extra touch, but Shaka off the back wall, able to save. The Bulls in a precarious position themselves on the back line. They're trying to find a way to get through. Shaka, beautiful save. They've got to get off their back line.
Not a lot of boost to do it. Joe's at it on half tank. That shot's off the post, but Dre sticks around on cleanup duty. He has done quite well in that role tonight. Did a lot of the setup work here, actually, setting up Swaz for the initial opportunity, and it bounced perfectly out to Dre. A bit of a reward for the guy that does the setup work, but doesn't always get credit for the goal.
This is not how I saw Game 6 shaking out, I'll be completely honest with you. I was thinking UTK might at least keep it close, but they're letting it slip away very quickly. Maybe one more for the road here. Jobro gets bumped. Taibu to the corner. Back to the mid. Can they turn it in? Maybe Shaka with the finisher. No. 3 people working as hard as they possibly can all the way up the field, and no goal to show for it. This will be our ticket to Game 7, MrBepic.
Of course it is. I mean, would you have it any other way between UTK retirement home and a group of apparently 3 freshmen? I knew Swaz and Collat were freshmen, but I think Collat's dad said that Dre is as well. And I mean, it's the retirement home versus the new guard of CRL, and a program that is supporting them and making sure they have a proper environment to be nurtured into the scene and advance up the ranks that way. I mean, they are taking on the old guard that did not have that. And UTK are one of the best examples of a club program having to scrap for everything in the CRL space. So this is quite a contrast of a matchup here. So it's fitting, I think, that it goes all the way.
Me too. And you put that beautifully. UTK really having to struggle to just put themselves on the map through a school that just didn't support them like other varsity programs have. And so man, my camera is just not working. It's not a fan of me today.
It's all right.
But yeah, no, they really have proven what grit it takes to to just prove that you want it. And if you want it bad enough, you can do it. Whether it's a club, whether it's through support, it doesn't matter. These guys have proven themselves time and time again. I love that Lesley is investing in 3 freshmen just like this. It's a wonderful squad to really put your faith in.
Pinch backwards, actually going to give Swaz an opportunity. He jumped on it and take it up the sidewall. So that gives an opportunity for UTK Retirement Home to stop Lesley's progress downfield. Though that's only for a moment. Shock out to the side, is playing a passing game in his defensive half, but it pans out. Joe breaks out, goes backboard, and is denied access by Dre. Good defense again from Lesley, who have really stepped up since games 2 through 4.
They absolutely have. This could be a shot. It's a beautiful save there from Joe Bro. Doesn't go very far, and he whiffs on the approach as well, so it's slow to moving into the blue here for the Vols, but gives time to at least maybe bump a couple people off the mark. Taibu throws a threatening shot, but a better save from Swaz at the goal line yet again. These players over at Lesley, they may be jumping nervy, but they're locked in.
And the game didn't give Swaz credit for that, so everyone add a mental 75 points onto his total, whatever it is at the end of the game. As it's worth noting, that was a big save to keep this a tied ball game. As UTK Retirement Home are searching for first blood. Joe could find it, but Swaz again on the goal line finds another big block to keep his team level.
Ooh, Taibu's in dangerous territory. Gets a great 50 to go to the corner. Joe Bro as well. The boost of the tank is going to be the one to play this, but it's Dre getting a good 50. Colette trying to wrap around, get some kind of offense going here. Shaka, big flick over Dre. Almost put that on target of his own net, but is able to at least get that save. So they skate away with that one, but still offense to be had for the Vols.
Interception by Shaka. Ran an immediate counterattack out of Swaz, and now Colette's being tested backboard. Passes the test with flying colors, but in comes a potential couple others. Center ball is connected with Swaz and Dre linking up together to break the links out of defense, but it's still such a labored effort to get them off their back line, out of their back half. And even in offense, they are having a difficult time finding space, though UTK Retirement Home low in the boost funds at the moment, or at least they were. I guess Taibu fueled up, Shaka the same, but can he still make this read? Oh. No, he cannot. Dre finds a seam to work with, and that's enough for Lesley to get the first of Game 7.
That hard bounce off the ceiling, obviously none of us really expected it. That one is incredibly hard to see. I am surprised that we have not been able to really kind of see them perform on defense as well through these past couple of games, but that's a big credit to the step up in Lesley's offense. And I think that what we need to see here is another breakout goal. Joe Bro being the only person on the side of UTK who hasn't had some lights out opportunity on offense just yet, but nevertheless, I know the Bro's cooking.
Simon's just barreling his way through the midfield. Colette tries to stop him, but Shaka and Joe Bro looking to work together. Swaz is having none of it. Taibu jumps in to try and prevent another transition to offense. UTK Retirement Home throwing different looks at Lesley at the midfield, but still the Lynx find a way through. They are scrapping for every inch around the field and forcing mistakes in defense here. Kolak going corner. It's a double that invites UTK back into the play. And now Shaka's got an open net. This will be a tie. No! Joe misses the open net. Oh, they had a chance to draw us level, but UTK ends up flopping.
That's tough, too. There was some speed and pace on both players and the ball, but they couldn't turn it in. Back to the middle. Taibu looking for one more. Joe does have some boost here. Could wrap around this one, but it's a great touch from Dre. Still gives the chance for UTK to maybe set up in defense, collect, and try to reapproach one more time. Taibu up the ceiling. Had some pace on that one, but that goes by the wayside. Looking for one in the center, but it's right at the net in the hands of Colat. Big demo. Swaz, couple of touches, gets denied by Joe Bro, but the ball only floats to the middle, so it's free for anybody for the taking, and that's going to be another. Oh, I thought it bounced out. Dre to secure a second with exactly 60 seconds on the clock.
Well, the player we knew the least about coming into this series has stepped up late in this set. Dre's got both Game 7 goals, and that one was mostly him. I think there was a bump on the goal line connecting with Joe and taking him out of the way, but still with a minute left, that is a big shot to put on, and now Colette's not falling for Taibu's tricks. He'll waste more time with a clear into UTK territory.
They really, really are trying. Big clear here. Joe Bro making a chance to touch. No, that one goes by the wayside, but it doesn't even collect the boost either. No tools to work with here, and UTK are forced to scrap for this one. Maybe Shaka puts it low. Tyro jumps it, and that one goes by the wayside again. Another open net opportunity, and the Bulls can't strike.
Oh, and now it's Lesley out in front, maybe finding a third. You bet. It's Dre with a big-time hat trick in Game 7. This time set up by his two teammates and an empty boost UTK back line. 3-0, and all three are Dre.
This is so tough to see, and it happened just over a small period of time for UTK. But at the end of it all, MrBepic, I would absolutely say that UTK has passed the litmus test.
I think they have a chance against Indiana Tech tomorrow, but it's a slim chance as they look decent against Lesley, but there are some mistakes made consistently that I think IIT will take advantage of, but Lesley figured it out. Better late than ever, you know? They get the win. That's what matters, and credit to the young guns for finding a way to come back against a team they were unfamiliar with a legend right now in the scene of Taibu on the other side of them. They figured it out, and they win in 7, and I hate that it's 9 p.m. Central. We won't get an interview with the Lesley boys, but I have a feeling it's not the last time they'll be coming out victorious on a night like Showmatch.
No, 100% agreed, and I'm glad that I had this air of ignorance about me when it came to Lesley. They proved it. They went down 3 in the middle of that series and brought it all the way back with 3 of their own. What a beautiful win to see from the Lynx. I'm not going to keep you too long, MrBepic. I'm going to see you on Thursday. It's going to be an absolutely wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for putting me on this TNL lineup, and what a game to witness. Yeah, everyone tune into the Scenic City Invitational this coming weekend. You'll get to watch plenty of UTK retirement home, Buds, Clemson, Cumberland Academy, the likes of that, Taquito and myself having a grand old time. But yes, that does do it for our second show match of the evening. Cumberland Academy and UT Dallas coming up in probably not 1 minute time. I need a second to reset things, but very soon here on Tuesday Night Lights. I'll see you in a second.